2 now, the harder one. She has low creatine phosphate. Good review from 231. Can someone remember vaguely what creatine phosphate does? Please say yes before I cry.
It's to last in effort.
For muscles to do what?
Short-term.
Short-term.
Get out of the starting
Energy.
Energy. Short-term. Yay. Okay.
1-to-1.
Yes. Ooh, even better. Let's review.
Oh, we don't know the lactic acid one.
Creatine phosphate has a P, and I can convert that to creatine out of P. What do I do with the extra P? Give it to whom?
ATP.
Give it to ADP to make ATP. So I can make energy from creatine phosphate. But like you mentioned, how long does that last?
7 seconds.
A couple seconds. So we call this a very quick energy. It doesn't last very long. So if her levels of creatine phosphate are low, that tells you she's doing what? This is gone.
She's using it all.
She's using it all up. She's burning all her quick energy up. Why is she having to do all that?
Because
Yeah, she doesn't have any from over here. So the only choice I have is to burn up everything I've got to stay alive. So her creatine phosphate goes down to keep her functioning because her ETC can't work. Make sense? So last question, I asked you, what's the metabolic process she's doing? She's primarily doing what? Anaerobic or glycolysis, however you want to phrase it, lactic acid. So because I can't do ETC, I'm basically stuck in step 1. How much energy does she get from a sugar? Yeah, not much, basically 2 versus 30 some odd. By the way, this is genetic. You're born with this. You actually don't live very long. It's rare to get to be 15.
Does that mean that she's so weak she can't
Yeah, because if I try to climb stairs, there's no way to make enough ATP to remove and reset the muscle. Because I'm going to burn all up in about 3 seconds.
So is she missing her side of?
Yes. Yep. Cytochrome B. C is reduced and B is absent. So genetically, she doesn't produce the enzymes. It's called cytochrome B reductase deficiency, in case you haven't experienced. If you're alive now, you don't have it. That's how this works. Make sense? So she can't do step 3. You're stuck with anaerobic. Questions on the metabolism? Okay, the anger and blank stares begins. Good. Okay, so we learned about making energy. I'm going to show you a different picture now. We'll just view. Here's what you just learned. Glucose, magic, pyruvic acid, acetyl-CoA, Krebs, ETC, energy, right? So here's the question. Can you burn something other than sugar? Yes. So what are those? Where do those come from? From protein. So if you don't eat sugar, I'm going to take protein and make energy for you. If that wasn't true, if you didn't eat a candy bar, you'd be dead. Right? So your body can burn other things. Here's the question. Which steps do you use when you burn protein? Of the 3 we know. Do you do glycolysis?
No.
No. Because there's no glyco in protein, right? There's no sugar in protein. I don't do glycolysis. I start immediately acetyl-CoA, Krebs, and move out. You do steps 2 and 3. You don't do step 1.
Like without the glycolysis, you can't do the rest.
Yeah, you can. As long as I have pyruvate, I can. I just don't have to make it from sugar.
Oh, so you're getting the pyruvate from protein?
Yes, you are. But I just don't have to split the sugar up to do it. There's another option. What else can I burn besides protein to make energy? Fat. So here's my fats over here. If you notice, I can also skip glycolysis. There's no sugar in fat, so therefore I can go from fatty acids to acetyl-CoA, Krebs. So again, I'm skipping step 1. So you can burn anything you want for energy, but sugar, it's 1, 2, 3. If it's protein or fat, it's just 2 and 3.
Wait, what does the fatty acid do it again?
Just go straight into acetyl-CoA. Then get it 2.
Oh.
So if you have sugar, you do glycolysis plus the 2. If you don't have sugar, you skip glycolysis. There's no glyco.
That makes sense in nutrition, but I couldn't get that.
I understand. That's why they keep hiring me back. Okay, but there's a cost here. Nothing is free. If you decide to burn your fat to make energy, you're going to do this. Ketogenesis. Let's review that. So if I take fatty acids and I send them to make ATP, there's a byproduct. What else do I make? Ketones, or ketone bodies, ketogenesis. It's just the process you do. It's the chemistry that you have to use. So if I'm burning fats, I make ketones. Okay, you go to a drugstore, you can buy ketones. What do you buy them in? Anyone know what ones are in the store? Like acetone? What is it?
Nail polish remover.
Nail polish remover. Say hello to your version of nail polish remover. Same chemistry. So, what does your body do with nail polish remover? What do you do?
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. So, where do you send it?
To your urine.
To your urine. And you pee it out because your body doesn't like nail polish remover, per se.
Is it really acidic?
Yes, it is. So in 3 or 4 weeks, you can do your urinalysis. I can tell if you're burning fat. I just have to find ketones in your pee, and congratulations, you're burning fat. Because that comes along with burning fat. Another little point here. How do you get the ketones? Where do you make them? In your liver. So when I take the fatty acids, my liver makes the ketones, and where do I make urine? Your kidney. Okay, let's talk about some real life. Remember the people that are Atkins nuts, right? All lard all the time kind of thing? They say, look at me, I'm making ketones. Look at you. Okay. What would happen if all I did all day long was make ketones from eating only fat?
Pickle yourself.
You're going to pickle yourself. Your liver fries and your kidneys go in a year. Because all they're going to do is try to flush that stuff out because you're making energy only through fat. That's the price you pay for ketones. Right? Make sense? So when people say, well, the Atkins diet fried your kidney, it probably did. Because that's the price. So what happens if you're exercising and you're burning fat? Well, that still fry your kidney.
Only if you're like 400 and then drop to 100.
That's right. So under normal conditions, if you exercise, you're going to make ketones. It's not going to be enough to fry you. It's going to be a normal amount. This is only when people did the all lard all the time and exercise and do all the other stuff, they just choked. Make sense? So what do you think the secret is to avoid ketones?
Don't burn fat all the time.
Don't burn fat all the time, or have a balanced diet, heaven forbid. Right? As long as I'm not just burning fat for energy, I don't make as many ketones. The ketones are the cost to burn fat.
So when diabetics do
Yeah.
those ketone strips,
Yeah.
and it's really dangerous for
Yes,
them
it
to
is.
produce ketones,
Why would a diabetic make ketones?
what's that?
Why do they make ketones? if they're
Well,
diabetic?
because their insulin isn't being processed.
And why would insulin make ketones? Or lack of insulin?
Well,
Getting good
Transport
glycogen
it.
and glucose
That's
into
right.
your cells, so you're not able to
Very good. So a diabetic, I can't use sugar, right? I don't have insulin. So if my body doesn't have sugar, what's my other way to stay alive? I burn protein or fat. And when I burn fat, the cost is ketones. They smell in their breath or in their pee. If that says I'm burning fat.
what does it smell like?
It smells fruity, kind of rotten apple kind of smell. Depends on how much, but it has like a fruity, that's hard to describe. It's a,
like an oxidized pear.
yes, oxidized pear. Very, very scientific. Make sense? So ketones are fine as long as there's not a lot of them. But if you're diabetic, that climbs, you burn things off. Or if you're anorexic, I'll know also by your urine. Because when you stop eating, your body begins to chew you up and spits out ketones and tell me you're dying.
So is there like a normal range of ketones? Like,
Usually 0. Usually, even if you burn fat at normal levels, it won't be really detectable in the urine. It'll be really low,
oh.
like almost nothing. Not on the strips.
So on the strips, when they're measuring them, do you know what they're measured in? I'm just curious.
I don't remember the ratio. But usually on most of your urines, that will come out